Hi hand readers. In today's video I'm going to be talking about bitten nails and what might be the motivation for people to bite their nails. My name's Jennifer. I'm a chirology and palmistry practitioner and teacher and author. I'm based in Johannesburg. As I've mentioned in I think one of my other videos, nails are made out of keratin, which is a protein. But in the 5-element system of how to read the hands in chirology, we read something else into it, and that is that nails are governed by earth. It's the earth element. And the earth element represents that which doesn't move unless you move it. So the idea is here that when people bite their nails, they're unconsciously resisting growing. There's a holding back or some kind of an inhibition of their outreach to develop themselves in life. And it's for this reason that I very, very seldom have, in my entire 30 years of practice, had people come to see me who bite their nails. They are less likely to seek counsel, and they're stunting their own growth. If you think of nails as claws, that's another metaphor or analogy for nails, is that in some way they relate to how we grasp onto our lives, and therefore biting nails is a way of stunting one's own growth through life. Obviously, we know that nails are related to stress. Even in our colloquialism, in our language patterns, we use terms like "it's nail biting" to refer to something that's uncertain or scary, with a simultaneous sort of uncertainty about the outcome of that situation. And obviously, an underlying angst pervades the life of the chronic nail biter. The person fears both grasping their life and relaxing into the flow of life. And the anxiety is obvious, of course. And to take it further into the 5-element system, each finger is represented by a different element and a different area of life. So depending on which nail gets bitten, we can then further break it down and interpret according to that particular finger or the meanings associated with that finger. In our 5-element system, we break our 5 digits down into what we call the 5 identities. And we go from the largest, which is the earth finger, the middle finger, and that is linked to our cultural identity. And therefore it is that people who bite middle fingers predominantly might have some element of financial problem, they may have a problem with family issues, and they might be moving home. When people bite the water finger, which is the second largest finger, the index finger, there's definitely some sort of element of perhaps low self-esteem or emotional vulnerability. It's not often that people bite one finger only, but it's not unheard of. Biting of fire fingers, that's the ring finger, interestingly might pertain to some element of addiction in the person. And gambling is a common one. In a period of my life when I was exposed to the world of gambling, I did see several gamblers putting that particular finger into their mouths in moments of anxiety. Fire finger also relates to fun and creativity, so biting away at that nail could be some inhibition of self-expression. The baby finger has to do with impersonal communication, and when people bite baby fingers, there's something to do with not feeling heard perhaps, or some inhibition of their sexuality. That's also related to the baby finger, and another meaning could be that they're on edge financially. When it comes to biting the thumb, there could be in the person some sadness around their religious identity, some lack of association, perhaps disassociation, separation from their spirituality. Aside from general stress, people who bite their nails, especially when they bite all their nails, might be suffering from a general sense of inertia. They might have very little authentic self-confidence, might be very self-critical, and often have a deep inner loneliness. Another meaning pertains to the inability to solve a problem. There's a feeling that things are beyond their control or out of control, and that they don't have resources to solve this particular problem. And lastly, from a medical perspective, chronic nail biting is called onychophobia. Next week I'll talk about thumbs. Would you believe that there are 10 different criteria that a hand reader can assess when making an analysis of a set of thumbs? And please comment below, like, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.